I literally have a book that is set in the Alps. Board was definitely a little bit nicer to me. Candle has been turned on now. Hello lovely bookworms, I'm Esmay from Paradise Pages on Instagram and also on Twitter, and welcome to a new video. Today, as you could have seen from the title, I am doing my Game of the Books again. I didn't do one last month, I think. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't because I was using my DESERTATHON board, and so it is high time again. I am going to see if I can somewhere combine this with my DESERTATHON TBR, but we shall see. That said, I'm going to do it a tiny little bit different this month because I want to keep my DESERTATHON board one more month. So instead of using my regular board, I'm going to be using my DESERTATHON board, and basically I'm just going to use the same cards, and then when we get to a color I'm going to pick that prompt. It is not going to be specifically physical TBR or something that is recommended to me. I'm just going to use the prompts because I am doing another readathon, so I think it would be nice to not put too much pressure on myself. I actually at first thought I would do 4 rolls, but when I started rolling, which I always do before I sit down and film obviously, I just decided randomly to do 5. So that's what I'm gonna do. Like I said, every color is just a prompt on the card, and I think it will sort of sort itself out once we get to the first roll. I currently don't have a book for the Enchanted book club yet because we haven't even, I don't think we even said which theme we're doing in June. We might not do June, I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes, but I might have to add that somewhere later on in the month. But yeah, let's just dive right into it and start with roll number 1. Hello and welcome to a new round of Game of the Books. As I mentioned in the intro, I wanted to use my trusty DESERTATHON board one more time. The reason for this being that I am Desert Gins and Desert Vibe books count, and I just realized I have not turned on my candle. I'll be back. Candle has been turned on now. So let's just get into the board. So basically I'm just gonna go with the prompt that is on the color of the card, and then this is gonna be a wild card. Other than that, there's not really gonna be any rules. I am gonna roll 4 times so that I can sort of keep this a little bit normal for myself. You know what? We're gonna do 5. I'm never gonna be able to read all of them, but we're gonna do 5. I don't care. Let's do 5. All right. Roll number 1. 11 is red. And red is read a book with a foiled cover. Haha. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's number 1. So roll number 1 was in red. I wanted to say in orange, but it's a red, and that is to read a book with a foiled cover. For this, it was a lot more difficult than I thought. I actually figured I would probably have most of the books I wanted on my DESERTATHON TBR already. Fun fact, I do not. So I had to choose another book, and I actually decided to go for one that I've been meaning to read for quite a while. It was actually a book for the Enchanted book club, and that is Raybearer by Jordan E. Fueco. As you can see, it has these gorgeous sort of gold leaves, which is definitely foiling. I am cheating a little bit because I'm quite far into it, but I just really want to continue this book, and so I thought, what better way than to put it on a TBR, and then I can put it in my TBR cart and just, you know, focus on that. So that's book number 1. Let's then move on to roll number 2, and let's hope the board is nice to me. We'll see. Roll number 2 is 9. I don't know if you can see that. Please focus. 9. Meaning we're going to go to a 20. Going for a yellow. And yellow here is read a book set in another world. That's not a difficult one. That's an easy one, I wanted to say. We can do that. So roll number 2, and the board was definitely a little bit nicer to me. I think, at least. I hope that the board will continue on being nice to me. But the second one was a yellow, and that was read a book set in another world. I have quite a couple of those, and luckily for me, I also have a couple of those books on my TBR for DESERTATHON, so I'm going to be choosing The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. This is set in an entirely different world. It's set in a prison as well, so I thought this would be perfect. This follows a girl who works as a prison healer, and the sort of rivalry queen has been taken captive and put into this prison, and our prison healer basically gets the message, make sure that the queen stays alive, and if you do, we'll basically come for you and get you out. And this queen was supposed to do these kinds of trials, and so our main protagonist actually steps up and decides to take the trials to keep this queen alive. So that's the premise of the book. I absolutely loved it. It's a reread for me, but I want to reread this to get into the second and the third book. I just realized I've never put the third book on my TBR, but I do want to read it in June. So yeah, there's that. 2 down, 3 to go, and let's continue on rolling. Roll number 3, let's go. 2, going to an orange. Can I get a wild card? That'd be nice. Orange is read a book shorter than 300 pages. Yay, that's nice. That is nice. Thank you very much. So roll number 3 was an orange, and that is to read a book shorter than 300 pages. I do have a novella on my TBR for DESERTATHON, so of course I'm gonna overlap that there. And that is How the King of Elflame Learned to Hate Stories. And so I'm definitely going to read that one. It's about 200 pages, so definitely shorter than 300, and I think it would fit perfectly. I think it's a prequel to Cruel Prince and Wicked King and like the entire trilogy, so I'm really interested to see what happened to Cardan. I think it will tear my heart out because I love him very much and he deserves the world, but I feel like he hasn't gotten the world, if that makes sense. So yeah, that is my third book for the month. And then roll number 4. Number 4. 7. Can barely see it, but it's 30, meaning it is a gray. Gray is read a book with hot temperatures. I mean, desert. That would fit. Alright. So roll number 4 was, let me see, it was a gray, and that is to read a book with hot temperatures. Of course, I didn't have one of those on my TBR, so I literally have a book that is set in the Alps. So I had to choose another story, and I had to add another book to my already unending TBR, and that is Rain the Earth by H.C. Gowan. I put this on my TBR, I think, for DESERTATHON. So I think it's only fair that I do pick it up. It's quite big for a paperback, but I have the hope that it will be easy to read and I can get to it quite easily and quite quickly. I have no idea what this is about, only that it's set in the desert, so hot temperatures. And then the final roll for the month. And the final one, number 5. Can we get a wild card, please? That'd be nice. Is another 9. Another 9. 39. 39's here is a red. Yep, 9. 39 is a red. Red being read a book with a warm word in the title. Alright. Okay. And that is the final one. And so for the final roll, I had another red, and this red was read a book with a warm word in the title. Again, another book that I had to another book I had to add to my TBR because I don't have one of those on my TBR just yet. And so what I'm going to be reading is Set Fire to the Gods by Sarah Rash and Kristen Simmons. I've had this on my radar for quite a while, but I've actually never picked it up. To be quite honest, I have no idea what this is about. I'm guessing something with the gods. Descended... Oh, gladiators. Ah. How do I have so many books that I don't even know what they're about? But yeah, I'm gonna just go into this not knowing too much, and knowing Sarah Rash is probably an amazing ride. I've loved most of her books, or the ones that I've read from what I remember. So I'm really, really excited, and yeah, let's see what this is all about. So those are the 5 books that I want to read for my Game of the Books. I have a total of 2 books I think that overlapped, maybe something along those lines. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting month. Anyway, I thought I would quickly show you the ones I have. So these are the ones that I have. So Set Fire to the Gods, Rain the Earth, The Prison Healer, Raybearer, and then How the King of Elflame Learned to Hate stories. Those are the 5 I have. I'm going to put them in my TBR cart and we'll see how far I get with this, quite honestly. In any case, I'm super excited for June. I am off in June, not from work, but I don't have to do anything else. So I'm really, really excited to get into reading again, get into the flow of things. And in general, I hope that you're all doing well. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and press that little bell icon so you get post notifications every single time that we post. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye!